Well, in the South, again, it didn't just happen after meeting Malcolm. There was a process, an evolution, but there was always that seed of discontent, of malcontent. I always describe myself as a spiritual malcontent. I was always searching. As a young girl, I grew up in the church. Went to Sunday school every Sunday, sang in the choir. I actually left my home to pursue a singing career, come to the big city, to New York City. But I had wanted to find a way to outwardly express my faith, my religion. And for some reason, I didn't find that in my faith tradition at the time. We were raised in the African Methodist Episcopal Church, which says a lot. You know, you have to create another religious institution just to have spiritual value, the African Methodist Episcopal Church. But that was not still feeding me what I needed. So there was this constant yearning. And I recall at one time at a very early age, I thought, well, Catholics cross themselves. And to the young mind, it was like, oh, that's a very outward demonstration of one's faith. So I decided, well, I want to become a Catholic. That experience was not a positive one because even in that very innocent desire, you're still living in the segregated South, and you're actually still not welcome at the front door. So you're still having to take those backdoor routes even to seek God. So I never went back for anything. So that stayed with me. So by the time I got to New York in the early 60s, I was in full search mode. Now, in the 60s, in Greenwich Village, it was a time when not only were young people doing a lot of things, including destructive things, they were also seeking alternative spiritual paths, right? So I was part of that. So we went into bookstores looking for books on religion, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, whatever we could find. And subhanAllah, you know, in one of the occult bookstores in Greenwich Village, on really the bottom shelf, a cult bookstore, I found the Quran. And that was my first introduction to the Quran. And from then it was like, wow, this is the message that resonates with me. It gives me what I need. I already felt inclined to fight back, you know, to defend myself, you know. The nonviolent kind of approach was not speaking to me at the time. I wanted to know that if you are a decent person, you're obeying the law, you are really trying to live a life of integrity, that you also had a right to, had a responsibility to protect your family and your loved ones. So that was an unspoken message, but when I found people like Malcolm X articulating in the way that he did, and then later on I read Quran about that message and how it unfolded and just encapsulated the world. Not a violent message, but a message of dignity, human dignity and integrity. It was a winner. So that was how I came to Islam, and many of my friends embraced other religious traditions. For me, it was Islam, and it's been a lifesaver. I mean, I shudder to think what I would be doing now if Islam hadn't found me.